integrating technology in the classroom. And I've really found this module to be very helpful, and especially finding that technology is really just a very motivating thing for students, and helping them stay engaged in class, and also just seeing that it's just really important to the day and age that we're in, that we're integrating technology in the classroom. And I was just really actually surprised to see that no matter what teacher I spoke with, they were all able to give a lot of good advice and ideas on how to integrate technology in the classroom, and just really kind of surprised and seeing how I was able to find out. So I hope I can share a few things with you here today. So here's my questions that I came up with, and I'm basically trying to merge two things. One thing was just my own interest and struggle and how to integrate technology in the classroom. Another thing is just based on the requirement and following the standards, and how do we uphold the ISTE standards in our classroom. I ended up recording 3 teachers, 2 of which were elementary special education teachers who are doing both push-in and pull-out. And then I also interviewed a university professor. Question 1 again was just about what are the most useful technologies you've found in the classroom. And one teacher just shared basically how the smartboard was kind of the most useful because it provides a really good visual, and students are also able to come up to the front and get involved in the lesson. And other teachers also just shared how, especially when teaching science and math, that technology really helps students because it helps students get involved again, and helps students to see the content in a different way than they could before. Also, question 2 then was really, how do you know how to stay on top of the different technologies that are coming out? And I was really encouraged to see here that basically everyone shared with me that there's kind of at least one person who specializes in this in the school, and they provide professional development regularly and kind of inform all the teachers about new technologies that are coming out. Okay, the next thing was just question 3. So what are the positive aspects of technology? And what I found here was that teachers were sharing more about how technology helps students to stay engaged. It also really just makes the classroom more efficient, providing students with instant feedback from quizzes, and just helping students not have to worry about signing up to go to the computer lab, but each student maybe has a Chromebook and they're able to do everything they need to do right in class. Okay, then question 4 then was about the negative aspects, and some of the teachers just shared how about some students are distracted by playing games or doing things that aren't related to the assignment. And one teacher also just shared how it's negatively inflecting their spelling and grammar. Okay, and then the next thing was just about how then do you keep students engaged when you're using technology in the classroom. One teacher had shared how she just kind of turns off the lights, and that helps students to kind of focus on the screen. Others just shared about how they have to kind of use accountability and continually check in with students' work, and make sure they're staying on task, and that they're going forward in the assignment. And then question 6 was just how do you go about teaching students to use technology responsibly? And what I got here was that teachers were basically saying that they have to teach students what plagiarism is. One teacher even said that they have 6 required lessons that basically teaches students on how to use technology responsibly, and even goes over things like cyberbullying and a host of other topics. And sometimes teachers just have to kind of be strict with students enforcing the school policy. Okay, and question 8 was more about how does technology help you to personalize the content to students. And I found there was a lot here, and how using Google Docs you were able to give comments with students, and they were able to see it immediately, and it could be personalized to each individual student. So Blackboard helps you to stay connected with students outside the classroom. Say they're having a problem with an assignment, or they're having a problem getting into their test. One teacher shared how they could instantly get on their phone and maybe reset the test for students. Then question 9 was just about how do you students give feedback to the teachers. And Again, using Google Docs, found that the students were able to do this as well and ask questions, and also make comments on the work and ask for advice, maybe what should I do here, or and finally, just the last question was, how did the technology encourage creativity? And what I got here was, I found that especially bigger projects where students have more freedom in choosing how they want to present their project, that students are able to really get involved in using their creativity to come up with unique presentations. Okay, so this is the checklist I came up with, and based on the forums and my own experience with the interviews. And I feel if you answer these questions that they will really be able to go more in the direction of achieving all of the standards and have a more engaging and satisfying lesson with me. And it's an ESL lesson plan working with younger students, and it's also a reading lesson. Students are being encouraged to use Skype, interactive whiteboards, and a host of other technology, including a flipped classroom with Edmodo here. And so one thing that was really interesting about this was that they actually used Skype to interview characters from the book. So they're using kind of research skills and also global collaboration. I actually use pen pals through Skype. So I thought that was really interesting and a great use of technology. Certain things that I had suggested, more technology in allowing students to express what they've learned, maybe make a video at home where they reenact the story. Another thing I thought maybe was that they could broaden and focus on the issue maybe of overhunting of certain animals, that this could be kind of a global issue that might be able to come up with their discussions with their pen pals.